piece of shit. I don't care. You can put me on. Give me my fucking phone. I don't care. Put me on World Star. I'm already famous on World Star.
I got you.
Put me on World Star. This little bitch wants to fucking flirt with a fish and scoop macaroni and cheese. He's gonna get macaroni.
Tell the camera what he did. Tell the camera what he did.
I'm the shit. Ain't no bitch hotter than me. Ain't no bitch more paid than me. Fuck all you fucking bitches.
Therefore.
Fuck all you bitches. Ain't nobody got $10,000 tits like me. $10,000 on my titties, bitch. Oh my God, you laughed at me.
I got it.
That's one of my favorite intros. $10,000 on my titties. Oh my God!
Is it like a camera, like a perspective, or like a what do you call it? You know, like when you're doing like video stuff, and sometimes you got to scrunch a video or whatever. Or is she like got really stumpy little legs? Is she just like short? It kind of looked like when she ran by that trailer that she looked like she was short next to that thing.
Yeah,
I was wondering if she was legitimately, I don't want to say thicker, but you know, trunkier.
Definitely thicker.
The amount of
than
time,
that.
the amount of time that I spend with my wife and daughter, I just like assume that all women are about 5'10" because I'm also, you know, really tall. And then I've returned to the real world and it's like stand next to a normal woman who's like 5'4", and I'm like, oh fuck, like y'all are all really small. I forget about that.
Why they're called shorties.
Shorty. All right, I gotta pop off for a minute. I'll be right
I
back.
said that as white as possible too.
Hello, Shorty.
Hey, Shorty, how are you?
What is up with it?
So, saw this this morning. I thought it was interesting.
The grave while carrying the casket of their loved one in North Philadelphia.
The platform of the burial site collapsed right from under their feet.
The pallbearers carried Benjamin Aviles to his final resting spot. As they began to lay down the casket, the platform above the burial site collapsed, sending the men plunging into the burial hole. Family tells me none of the injuries is considered serious and all are expected to be okay.
Could you imagine? Like, oh, it'd just be awful.
So on TV, I've only been to one funeral where it was that style, where like you're actually at the cemetery and this and that. Most of the funerals or whatever I've been to aren't like that. But anyhow, like on TV or whatever, what you imagine, like the grave hole is slightly bigger than the casket, right? Like they lower it down in there.
Yeah.
But when that thing collapsed, like they were all in that hole. It was
Yeah.
like, I mean, were they putting like, I mean, I know that typically like funeral people are like held in high regard and all, but were they trying to stick like 6 bodies in that hole, you know? So,
Well, it depends.
Is it a mob disposal?
So yeah, right. But we just watched a mystery show, and they were hiding bodies in the casket. But anyways, like extra bodies. But no, if it has like one of those, what do they call it? It's like a cement casing that they put in. They put the
yeah, I know.
If it's that, about. those are like double the size. It takes up a lot more plot. And what they do is they drop the casket in, and then once everybody leaves, they pull it out and then put it into the thing, and then they cover it, and then they do it. So
it's just all theater with the
pretty much
going and doing the thing. Which
I think they actually just take it and burn it, and then reuse the casket.
Oh yeah, I mean, who's going to call them on it?
Yeah. Yeah, I
mean,
there
have been some weird cases where they do find like they're supposed to like do the actual
in the cremations, burial. Right? Yeah, they'll find like you'll get your parents' ashes back, and they do like tests on it, and it's like, oh, this is actually 4 different people's fucking ashes.
Yeah,
well, I mean, you can't really
because the one especially like if they don't get enough ashes like to make it look like it's a whole person or whatever, they will throw in that they have been known.
No.
to do that.
Okay, so think of it this way, and this is really bad. Think of it as a coffee grinder. If you put in a different coffee each time, you're going to get residuals from the other one. It's the same, like, because the thing burns everything and then the ashes come out. But like, if there's like, like somebody else's ashes, like that were stuck up in the thing, they're going to come out with that one sometimes, and then you're getting it mixed in, and then it's like they don't. I highly doubt that they like bleach everything as soon as they're done with the cremation.
I agree. There could totally be like a logical thing for this, but it's like, but you could also understand people being like, wait, this isn't just my dad's ashes. This is also fucking Tommy's ashes or something.
Again,
like what the fuck? But people don't want to see how the sausage is made, so to speak. They don't realize it's somebody who probably makes like barely more than minimum wage getting in there
shoveling,
and
then they're like, man, I don't like this guy's just having to shovel your dad's body in there. Like he doesn't even want to do this. He wanted to be, he wanted to be a painter for a living or something like that.
It's like when you take your an animal to the butcher shop, like they promise you so many cuts. You don't know if that ribeye came from your cow or what.
Dude, 90% of the time when I ask someone, "Oh, what butcher do you use?" they go, "Oh, so and so," but I think he's ripping me off. Like it's everybody, and it's like I don't know if they are or aren't. I mean, I've known some butchers, and they sure do dole out a lot of meat that they didn't raise. But like, so maybe it's possible. But like, it is one of those things. Like you're always going to be kind of suspicious because you can't prove it one way or the other. So I think it's kind of human instinct to be suspicious.
Whenever you get like a half cow or a full cow, I'm always like, man, I don't feel like I'm getting in the amount of steaks I should be getting from this thing. I really do.
Yeah, the choice cuts off of a cow. There's not a ton of them. Too. Although, they don't go as far, but it's cows are always the tough ones because it's like the one thing you can't do yourself usually.
If this ever gets heard, my brother-in-law will be in trouble. But the guy's a complete freaking moron. They ordered a quarter cow and he was like, I wanted a whole thing of like 3-inch fillets, and I didn't get that out of it, so it was a ripoff. I'm like, dumbass, do you know how many fillets are actually in a cow?
Yeah.
there's it's a loin, it's not that big, and they got to split it into 4 different people or 2 or 3 people or whatever.
And only certain parts of that loin are actually good enough size to make.
I wanted 2-inch thick steaks. You're a moron. Like an absolute
quarter cow, you're gonna get a couple of steaks, but otherwise
fillets you get like
beef.
Whenever I do a
quarter, you have is like mostly hooves.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you got the bottom quarter. The other guy got the top quarter. You want the top quarter? That's where you want to be.
The others. That'd be awesome.
Oh shit.
Well, here's I don't know how old the story is. I didn't look, but I mean, I kind of wish this would happen to me because I can do $10 million, but $10 million lawsuit filed after family gets wrong ashes.
That's a little pricey.
I think that's way pricey. Like,
I'm not super sentimental about that kind of shit, Like I get people are. I'm not
this is a recent story. This just happened April 1st. You want to watch?
Is it real?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I always have to be suspicious.
Oh shit! oh man, I didn't even look at that. Damn it! Oh, it's ABC News.
Yeah, I mean, no, that seems like a crazy one to do a prank story about, but
it's also ABC News that had the Epstein story, and they didn't break it. And there's like footage of them like denying they were gonna. Yeah,
and wasn't it ABC that
The View airs on? Yeah, that.
That didn't they make up the story about George Bush
being awesome?
No, George Bush Jr. Like the whole thing about him getting into the National Guard. They bullshitted the story. I can't remember what it was,
dude. So there was a thing. I think it might have been was it Dan Rather? Maybe. Was he ABC?
Sounds right.
There was a thing where it was, definitely seems like a CIA like counter information kind of ploy, but yeah,
Yeah,
like there was like
because
this
they work
big
for the
secret.
CIA.
Somebody calls like the reporter and is like, hey, like I got these documents that are, because the whole thing was they wanted to prove that he didn't finish his duty of service at the Air National Guard or whatever.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
his way
the
of getting
story.
out of Vietnam, basically. And
Yeah.
he, his whole going AWOL thing, which he was actually doing CIA shit, I'm sure. So he was doing something. But anyhow, so there's like, hey man, Mr. X is gonna meet you here in this parking
Grandson
garage
of
with
the founder of the CIA.
this document. Yeah. So it's this whole thing, and the reporter like gets it, and it's like these papers showing that like I don't remember exactly what they were, but it would have shown that he wasn't there when he said he was. And so they're like, oh man, do we release it? Do we not? And they fucking released it. And then within like 4 minutes, like people are like on like these message boards in like 2006 when it was still like new, pointing out like the flaws in the documents, like a couple small flaws that show that the documents were fake or whatever. And so a bunch of people got like wicked discredited. And I think Dan Rather or something was
he had
one
to
of the
step
big
down.
guys. Yeah, had to step down over it. And then it's like, oh yeah, that was like George Bush Sr. like, set the whole thing up to, discredit them. And obviously they didn't do their due diligence. I'm not saying that, they shouldn't have been, but it's just
Like,
it is just a hilarious ballet that we watch. You know what I mean? So I can't believe anything. Everything's a fucking CIA setup. Just which way are they going with it? I don't know.
Everything's a troll, everything's a psyop,
And W is the prettiest swan.
Yeah.
Everything is fake until proven gay.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's Dan Rather was CBS, which is absolutely CIA.
Yeah, man. What a trip. Did you guys see the Punta Gorda charter captain? Boat thing?
the guy who boarded another kid's boat.
Yeah, I haven't actually watched the video yet. I was waiting to see if you guys wanted to watch it. It was on the other day on the news. I know it's a couple days old.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
I saw people screaming about it, so I just didn't watch it out of spite.
2-day-old news is the best kind of news for us because then we can make fun of it.
So this is let's see, the Brock Horner guy you talking about?
Yeah, looks
Florida
like
charter
it.
captain has now officially been arrested following a now viral encounter with a teen caught on
mad
camera.
at the other boater
Punta
for
Gorda
doing
police,
something.
along with FWC, arrested 40-year-old Brock Horner for burglary.
That's my fishing
He
spot.
was doing a fishing tour,
It comes
and
as
then
the teen was
he just
reporting
saw
an
the kids
incident
over
that took place
there.
on April 1st near the Gilchrist Bridge on the Charlotte Harbor.
Oh, I was hoping
Police
we'd
say
get
in
a
that
good video of
video,
the whole thing
Horner
happening.
unlawfully got onto that teen's boat without permission and continued to threaten the victim, escalating that situation.
I've got the
which
video.
led to his arrest.
Just the
You've got the video of the thing? Good. I don't want to hear these come.
They can get off my lawn to a whole other level. Like,
I thought this was your state where you could just start blasting.
Yeah, I thought it was stand your ground law or whatever.
He could. They talk about it. He could have legally fucking shot him.
well, see, but you have to have actual ground in order to stand your ground.
Well, like
dude,
this boat is my
Dude,
castle doctrine.
That
like-
would be some lawyer BS. That would be
That would be hilarious. Technically, it's not great, but dude, like, there's like laws for like boats, like maritime shit has like its own.
Yeah, it's called
fucking
sovereign
laws.
citizens, Dag.
Yeah,
That'd be such a Jewy lawyer thing to do.
Okay, so this is just where they started out their fishing.
I think he was like saying you're not supposed to sit like in the passage and fish or something.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Like underneath
in the channel, because that's where everybody has to go through. Probably something like that, if I had to guess.
Fishing here, the fucking.
Are you saying
I'm not gonna do this with you, bro.
The guy didn't have any lights on.
Bro, we were all fishing here. The fucking. All right, bro. I'm not gonna do this with you, bro. I'm not gonna fucking do this with you, bro. Like, it's not the right time, bro. Bro, you can't come flying through the middle of the fucking bridge, bro.
Oh shit! Yes, I can.
All right, bro. What are you trying to do, bro?
What am I trying?
What are you trying to do, bro?
What you trying to do?
I don't want to fucking go. I want you to get the fuck out of here.
Is this going to end up being a hate where I hate both parties involved?
Tough guy?
Yes,
You
very much. Because this guy sounds like a complete douchebag too.
pulled up on me, motherfucker.
He's a teenager too, so I'll give him some credit.
Nah,
here.
shit. I'm fishing. You fucking like, bro. Get out of here.
Too many of those.
Like, what? What are you trying to do? Act like a tough guy in front of your buddies?
No, I'm not, dude. All these motherfuckers know I'm tough, motherfucker.
Bro. All right, bro.
Usually
Get
a
going,
viral
bro.
encounter is two assholes. That's when things like
Teenagers
this
up on
happen.
play for me.
Is when two aggressive people come in contact with each other is when shit like this happens, you know.
Yeah, when it pops off is when you have two people.
So this is
you need two parties to fight, right? Like you can't. Yeah, if it's
right.
one party
if
is
there's
fighting,
a level-headed person goes, just have a good day, man. See ya. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you for your service, bro.
Yeah.
But you don't got to run through the middle of the bridge, bro.
If your guy doesn't have his fucking lights
That's not my guy, bro. That's just another fucking dude, bro.
Bro.
My lights were on, bro. My lights were on.
Honestly, I've never had an encounter like this fishing. Usually, if like there's some law being broken,
Right,
we just kind of
okay,
like
bro.
nod
Keep
and hold
thinking
our
that.
beer to each other and go about our business.
All right, bro. Keep thinking
the
that.
encounters I have is somebody rolls by in a boat with a keg and goes, "Hey, you want to come to a party on an island?" those are the encounters I've had out on the water, and it was a pretty good time.
See, now with Justin's road rage, I could see Justin getting a little lippy on this kind of situation.
Yeah. Now, this is kind of gorgeous,
But bro,
it's like a fucking city. I think it's like South Florida.
me.
So
Now, is this supposed to be in the morning? Because he's yelling about the lights. Is this like
It's
early
either-
morning?
it's like early, yeah.
So if it's
it
that
is-
early, how are you that wound up?
But you
Like-
still have to have
He's-
lights. You still have to have lights on. Like you can't.
Yeah.
well,
Well,
he
this
said
guy
he
says his
had
lights
it-
are on.
he
It's
had-
not even what. He's not even the
it-
person in question. It was some third party. This like doesn't even have anything to do with these two guys.
Yeah, so I think they were
Oh, really?
like I think he was calling him
Yeah.
out. Like I think the teenager called him out of like, hey, like you messed up this other guy or whatever or something like that, and he was like, he didn't have his lights on and that, or something like that. And so I think the kid was trying to like run defense for somebody else, and then this guy was like, oh, they didn't have their lights on. And
So where's the guy
like,
whose lights weren't on? Did he just like bug the fuck out?
Yeah,
guess so, yeah.
that's the peaceful, level-headed guy we were talking about earlier.
The one,
And
the
he's the
one
one who
who
started
caused
the
this whole
problem.
fucking thing. As soon as it started, he's like, "Yeah, my bad," and then left. And now you got two dickheads fighting with
You
each
don't
other.
want no part of
but
this.
the
You're
shoe
doing
says it
cops.
happened days
hey,
before.
This guy may because he actually boards here. Like he actually boards
Right,
here.
bro.
Yeah, this is the good
No,
part.
I know.
That is like illegal as fuck.
Yeah, like
That's
and
why he's
even
getting
without-
arrested.
even
That's
without
why the
standard
guy's getting
ground law,
arrested.
That's like pirate law, dude. Like it's like
Yeah.
old timey maritime
Well,
law, dude. There's all sorts of like
piracy.
crazy.
Hey,
laws.
I just finished watching Black Sails again, and I'm ready to board somebody's ship. Let's go.
I thought that's
he
what they
looked
did
good
in San
too.
Francisco when they did the flash mobs.
I'm actually sharpening all of our kitchen knives today because every single one of them is dull, and my OCD, if there's one thing that I can't stand, it's a fucking dull knife. So I will now spend the rest of the day sharpening every knife that we own. And I might sharpen my sword too. I'll come to Florida. Let's go raid some boats.
But
I think
yeah,
you missed
dude.
Gasparilla. I think it just happened.
Uh,
Well, so there's
Have you
supposed to
ever
be
been
shit
to
that
that?
happened between. Have I been to Gasparilla? Yeah, I've been to the like family friendly parade. I've been to the night parades in Ybor. Yeah, man. Yeah. One time, me and my some of my buddies drove down there to go, and I'd gotten there's a parade like the week prior that's in like downtown Tampa, and then there's a parade that's in like Ybor, and I was very new to driving. I was like 16, and I guess I wasn't that familiar with the layout of Tampa. You know, we didn't have phones and Google Maps back then, right? And so I go to like downtown Tampa, and I park, and I pay for parking, right? You know, like $10 to park, and then it's like turns out like, oh man, like. It's actually like the other parade that was in Ybor. So it's like, cool, no problem. We'll just walk, you know? So we fucking walk there, I don't know, mile or so, but, you know, through like Tampa and Ybor and then see the parade and all that. But then we had to walk back after dark through Tampa and Ybor. And that was a little
Ybor is a whole nother animal at night.
Yeah, man. And if you're like on the main drag, like it's still a whole thing. And back then it was like they had like the streets shut down and shit, you know, like a lot of nights. It was pretty it got pretty wild. And the night parades got pretty fucking wild. But it was pretty cool because it was by women as far as I could tell, but I'd get my ass grabbed there a lot, so that was neat. But yeah, man, crazy. You know, you see titties and stuff like that. You know,
It's like you're a teenager just walking around and having all these women grab your ass. It's like, all right, then.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. All right,
Like having the
Yeah,
teachers hit on you, right?
Yeah, right.
You giving you a whole new
It's never
level
the
of
teachers
confidence
you
you
want.
never knew you had. It's like, oh shit, I thought I was kind of a homely, regular, plain ass kid, but as much as my ass got grabbed, I must be a hot piece of meat. And as a teenage boy, you're like, that's exactly what I want to be. I don't need you don't need to like me for my personality or think I contribute something or I'm smart. You think I'm a nice piece of meat? Hell yeah. See, this is where men getting complimented versus women getting complimented is like completely flipped backwards. It's like you just think I'm a piece of meat. I can absolutely be a piece of meat. I need to contribute literally nothing else to this. Thank you.
There are those times that those cougars / mountain lions go on a little bit across the line, and they try to slip a tip into your pocket in the front pocket.
As long, nowadays, as long as it's not the wrong kind of tip, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on what you call a woman.
We were at actually one of me and my wife's first dates was at Gasparilla a day parade.
I was gonna say we're talking about like grabbing ass and slipping a tip in the pocket, and you said one of me and my wife's first dates is like, oh,
we're talking about Gasparilla. So that happened, but what I was about to say though was, and I mean there was some, might have had sex in my car, or there might have been people watching. I don't know. But we lost my car and had to like wander around South Tampa looking for it.
You lost the car you had sex in.
Yeah. The whole thing. I assume we had sex in it after we found it, but who knows?
That's why you hang the condom on the antenna. That way you know which car is yours.
It's like putting a coat on your car.
Well, you want to be safe. Oh shit. A few weeks ago, me and the wife were out at a bar with some friends of ours and ended up playing pool with some like old bar skanks. They were very friendly. They were like, "Hey, you guys want to play pool with us?" There's only one pool table. Sure. So we played some doubles. Yeah, man.
There's a lot of those down in Florida.
Well, I know
there's a lot of them
that hang out at pool halls. They're fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. I was there with my wife and shit. So but anyhow, when we okay, nice to meet y'all. Blah blah blah. Maybe a quick hug and everything. And we leave the bar and I stop at the gas station to get gas and take a piss. And I'm in the bathroom of the gas station. There's a mirror. And I look and I've got a chalk handprint on my fucking tit and a chalk handprint right on my fucking ass cheek. And I'm like, those sly old bitches. I didn't even fucking realize.
And your wife didn't tell you?
No, she didn't.
She probably didn't see it.
Yeah.
She wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, she was there getting hugs too. I mean, it didn't look like she had chalk.
Did she have any chalk marks?
Not that I saw, but it's like those fucking old ladies definitely copped a feel. Maybe
they're slick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, you sly bitches.
Man, this makes me want to go like shoot some pool, man. We have a really nice when I say nice, I mean it's not like
Jay's
mainstream.
trolling. Jay's gonna go trolling.
No, dude, like for real, like you walk
Come
into
down
this
here, I'll
place-
put you on the Cougars, man. I know where they hang out.
Well, no, it's not even for the women. I just want to go to like play on a regulation table. We got a spot down here that like I kind of keep to myself and I don't tell anybody because they still allow indoor smoking.
When I first moved here,
and I don't even smoke. I just know that like if you allow that, then it's going to keep out all the people I don't want to be around.
If there's a bar that allows indoor smoking, I want to be in that bar. Like that's
what bar is supposed to be.
Right. That's the place to hang out. But when I first moved up here, I was like the old dude in the group. I was 30 and everybody else that worked, like all the other folks that worked around here that were in like management were like fresh out of college or like 24, 25. And I had moved all over the country and had a couple kids. And like I was the old guy at 30 with the group. And we, I guess I was older than 30. Anyway, we ran around a bunch and went to a bunch of bars, and they always wanted to go to like these more upscale, like swanky bars. And I just didn't like that shit. It wasn't my scene. And so one night they were like, all right, we're going to a place that Justin's going to like. It's called Sportsman's. It's down here on like this, just like Franklin Street, which is where the Fall Festival is. And if you didn't know, the Evansville Fall Festival is the second largest street festival in the world, right behind Mardi Gras. which is fucking nuts because it's just like dumbass Evansville, Indiana. But Fall Festival is apparently like a big deal, and I mean it is a big deal around here. But anyway, the street that they have Fall Festival on, there's a dive bar called Sportsman. They're like, we're going to Sportsman. Oh my gosh, smoking indoors, pool tables everywhere, like no tables, no places to sit. Like if you wanted to sit, you either grabbed a stool at the bar or there were some like rundown booths.
Or you sit on Justin's shoulders.
Some like rundown booths scattered around against the walls here and there. Is like, this is my fucking joint. And so we went there. We started going there quite a bit. Right down the road was the fucking Cougar bar. It was called Club Royale at the time.
Oh yeah, that sounds like one.
And so the young boys in the group, the like fresh out of college 22, 23-year-olds, they're like, let's go to the Club Royale. They like going to Club Royale because they get them 45-year-old women rubbing on their butts and buying them drinks. They're a bunch of broke-ass kids fresh out of college. They're like, let's go to Club Royale and let all the old women buy us drinks. Hell yeah, I'm game.
There's an episode of Modern Family where the gay couple ended up at the gay, like the old guy gay bar, and they were just like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. You walk out just feeling so great about yourself. Just kidding. Do you know that you look like a young whatever, some guy, some old actor you don't recognize? Yeah, man,
Club Royale ended up shutting down, and they changed the name of it to something else, and then it shut down again. And the people that own the building are fucking retards, and so they won't like renew the lease on it ever. And so it's still a bar, but like every 3 years it changes names because they kick the people who are running it now out, and then new people come in and they change the name of it and do a little bit of a renovation. And then when their lease expires, they get kicked. It's fucking stupid. There was a video over the weekend of the bouncers beating the shit out of some dude. Like he was arguing with the bartender that there was shit on his tab that shouldn't have been on there. And the bartender basically just told him, well, tough shit, you have to pay it. And he was getting upset about it. And the two bouncers just came up, knocked him down, beat the fuck out of him, and then drug him out of the building by his feet. So now there's all kind of like this. So now this one's going to get closed down.
There's this really cool spot up where my wife is from, and I can say the name now because COVID killed them because they were a small business. It was a bar called Nigros, but I was like, oh, we're going to Nigros tonight, honey. She's like, it's Nigros.
But whatever you want, we know what it is.
They had all the games. They had darts, they had pool tables, they had skee ball, and they actually had pretty decent food too. And we used to always go there when I'd visit her when we were dating. R.I.P. Nigros.
There used to be a Bennigan's near me in Tampa, and I used to just pray for the B and the E on the light on the sign outside to go out, so it would just be called Niggins. I was like, oh man, that'd be the funniest thing in the world.
That'd be great.
Speaking of pretty good bar food, the like swanky young kid joint that all the young ones wanted to go to. Whenever we would go there, I would go sit at the bar and just watch whatever sports was on TV and order food. And they always had pretty good food. Like get something like, you're not ordering heavy food, but get like a sandwich or something light. They have pretty good food. All the kids would make fun of me. They were like, you just got to come here and sit at the bar and eat? I'm like, yeah, I'm not a dance floor kind of guy. So like, if y'all need something, come over here and I'll give you some French fries or something, but don't like try to get me out on the dance floor. Fuck that.
You're talking about signs going out. I just saw it recently.
That's awesome.
Hey man, he's bringing in the clients.
It's like those old Boston firefighters that used to set fires so they would have something to do.
What do you think? I was just walking by your clinic and just had a fucking seizure. I figured, oh man, what? It's like when your car breaks down in front of a car dealership. Yeah.
Good way to guarantee employment there.
That Simpsons episode where they go to Japan.
the robots cartoon flashing.
And then...
Now back to flashing seizure robots. Oh man. Well,
okay, I gotta run, guys. Later.
See you later, dude. Florida just got a little more based. They just or I guess it doesn't pass, but it cleared the Senate, a bill outlawing weather manipulation.
So they're admitting it's real now.
do they do weather manipulation? Don't they do weather manipulations? Like,
so
I think
they always
your
have,
governor
but they,
is sending.
So here's the funny thing is they've always, or that like ever since they kind of discovered the idea of cloud seeding, they've done that.
Right here they talk about doing it.
I think your governor is sending.
While they call it a
mixed signals,
conspiracy
Dag.
theory in other places. I'm sorry, what was that?
Your governor is sending mixed signals. These anti-Semitism laws, and now we're going to admit weather manipulation's real.
Well, this isn't with a laser beam, so this might be a different group.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not laser beam. It's not space laser.
All right,
But yeah, and then this one here says a hydroelectric power company had seen a 300% return on investment through cloud seeding. So they apparently cloud seeded to create rain, to generate, to build up their dam to generate more power.
I mentioned this to you like 2 years ago, maybe, Justin. Wasn't it like Tasmania? They were doing some cloud seeding, and then they got like the worst flood in like the history of that area.
It was Dubai or somewhere around there.
Dubai did it well, but I specifically remember Tasmania did it too down in Australia.
Well, remember Dubai was doing it, and then they had like 3 weeks of the most rainfall ever in the history of the planet for that part of the world, and everything flooded out for about
which is great for compacted desert soil.
Yeah. Remember the cartoon Tailspin that had like Baloo from There was a cloud seeding episode of Tailspin. Like I remember it from being a kid, because they were going out and like dumping salt or something into these clouds to make it rain. I'm trying to find
I have that on DVD.
that.
I'm gonna have to break that out because they probably don't have it on streaming. That's one of the ones they banned along with all the other shows, blackface episodes.
That's one of them that got taken down because it's like, oh, we better not.
Like here, like she's calling them tinfoil theories, but they're talking about the shit that they know that they do, like the cloud seeding, so it's not crazy. And then like down further, it says like, it's not right to just slap fines or penalties on folks if we don't really know, what we're doing, or what's going on. It's like, no, man, like you're not allowed to just spray shit in the fucking atmosphere.
Didn't Bill Gates have some plant, like some type of Mr. Burns type of plant a couple years ago?
Yeah, no, he still does. Yeah. I actually watched when this came up the other day for me, I watched some other video about, like his thing, that he's, man, if we do this, and I guess he's really into it.
His wife is doing a
chemical layer.
His wife is doing a speaking book tour talking about her new book, and she's going to be here in the area soon. So we were thinking about going there and like trolling in the audience.
Careful, man.
Here it is. Okay,
I found it.
I found it. It's somehow Baloo and another character get swapped, and they have to have a thunderstorm, but there's no storms or clouds in the sky. So, or there's no like storms that are coming. So they do some cloud seeding to create a thunderstorm so that they can switch their characters back.
So you get a Freaky Friday situation with cloud seeding?
Yeah. Episode 28 of Tailspin.
Huh.
I knew I remembered that. It's crazy that you could just Google that.
Yeah,
I just typed in Tailspin cloud seeding episode and found it.
That's one of those things they leave out there so they can say you're crazy,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then they can go, it's just a cartoon. It's not like we actually do that.
Yeah, you still have the these guys were totally there before the thing happened, and they were turning off the water suppression and the sprinklers. But yeah, jet fuel can't melt steel beams or something. I don't know.
Sean sent me something the other day, and I told him check. I said, well, whatever you do, don't look into building number 7. He never did respond, so he probably actually didn't look at building number 7 because he's that level of dumb.
Oh, mercy. Oh, man. Well, that's all the good Florida news I have, I think. somebody defrauded Medicare like $8 million with COVID test kit scam. I don't know. It's about all. It's about the whole. Oh, Florida bill raising speed limits. Speeds towards legislative finish line. That's
What are
cool.
Are y'all getting like some like Texas and Montana speed limits, like 80s, or are we talking like?
I hope. I don't know.
Especially in all the damn toll roads.
Dude, I know. I get so pissed when I see them out ticketing. Like, I'm paying to be on this fucking toll road. There's nobody else on it. Back the fuck off. You know, one thing to be driving like dangerously, but you're letting me speed at least a bit on a toll road. Okay, so it looks like for Florida's interstate highway and freeways could go from 70 maximum to 75, while rural can go from 65 to 70.
We had like a rural divided highway back home that went from Paducah to Mayfield, which doesn't mean anything to any of y'all, but it's about a 20-mile stretch of just nothing but road, and it's more or less straight, flat, not anything there. And it was always a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, and we always hated it. Like, everybody complained about this 55-mile-an-hour because the cops would be out there in force, because it's just a long, straight, divided highway stretch where there's literally no reason anybody in their right mind would ever drive 55 fucking miles an hour, except that that's what the speed limit was. So after we graduated college, a couple years later, one of my fraternity brothers ran for county seat and won, and then he changed the speed limit.
Nice.
So now it's a 65. Like he went the max that the state would allow him, bumped it up to a 65-mile-an-hour speed limit on that road. It's like, see, you can make a change. Like,
yeah. Now that's actual real world change too.
Right. It's like
grasp.
There is a problem. We all fucking hate it. He decided to go do something about it. I think he still has that county seat too. I think like he's managed to hold it for.
And then the county ended up going bankrupt because he didn't realize that was their main source of revenue, was ticketing people on that road. Damn it, everything has consequences.
Oh, well.
There was, you guys familiar with the town in Florida? I think it was called Waldo. And they actually like had to like disband like the town because it was such like a legit speed trap that they actually found it was like predatory and like disbanded the fucking town government or some shit.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious because like honestly, like there's so many places around here where I know they're just speed trapping, like because they just drop the speed limits like stupid low. And I'm like, God, dude, I understand like kids and stuff. Like I understand you let your kids play in the street like dumbasses, but my God.
I really like the ones where it goes from 55 to 45 to 35 in about a like 100-yard stretch. It's like, how the and without warning, it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to get down from 55 to 35 just like that?
They disbanded the police force. I'm sorry. It had a reputation as a speed trap that AAA erected billboards.
Oh, that's even better.
Drivers about it.
The town, just ban the fucking police. Yes.
Yeah. Dude, AAA erected billboards. Watch out. Due to state investigations.
They're tired of paying.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, they probably had to get so many vehicles towed that were impounded or something, you know? Investigations into ticket quotas, mishandling of evidence, and other issues. It's a town of 1,000.
Town of 1,000, 300 of them are police. All they do is write tickets.
Hey, it's a good way to keep your
every road
employed,
covered 24/7. Make sure we get all the tickets all the time.
Look at the guy. He says, I think it's nuts. He's really against them disbanding the police, which there's still police. It's just now it's the Alachua County Sheriff. So same thing that happened to like the town I live in.
The county takes over instead of the city.
Yeah. But this guy owns a knife and muzzle loading a weapon collector shop. So, you know, that's already like a, you know that guy. But he says, it's rare I ever wear this on my side, Andrew said, motioning to a pistol holstered on his hip. Now I'll wear it every day. He probably had some friends on the force.
Yeah, probably did.
The whole town was the force. That's the problem. Yeah. I bet you that I bet you that town's violent crime rate has gone from 0 to 0 since they disbanded.
I mean, this guy here, this guy who owns the muzzle loading site's probably all you need to keep the town safe. You know, he just sits out on the front porch of his muzzle loading shop, watching. It's only 2 square miles.
It's not. How does that even count as a town? Huh?
Yeah.
I almost own that much property.
Yeah, it even says like I would say it's they never hid the fact that Citations paid for the small town's police force. That's the only reason it was there was because of the tickets.
If we didn't have the tickets, we wouldn't have a police force. If we didn't have a police force, we wouldn't have the tickets. It's which came first, the chicken or the egg.
Oh shit. About half of the town's roughly $1 million budget comes from Citations.
Good Lord.
That's a lot of them. I mean, no, let's say this though. I mean, if you do have a legit problem with, you know, if it's on some small back road, that it's the speed limit for this road coming into it might be 65, and then boom, it's a small town. You got to slow down. If people were legit blowing through your school zones and shit, I mean, you got to figure out a solution to that, you know. But if it's to the point where you're ticketing people that much, and it does say they have ticket quotas, which, you know, I don't know. I've heard.
So the solution is at either end of town, put a speed hump in, and then as people come in doing 65, they hit that speed hump and it sends them into orbit, and now you don't have to worry about them anymore.
And then your local car repair shop sets up right there, like we were talking about earlier, being, you know, the seizure place. You know, that's where you put your fucking rim and tire and muffler shop. And then you get your town gets revenue that way.
Here, those people come over that speed hump. Have somebody standing outside spinning the sign, be like, "Hey, we got same day service. We can get you in and out before you even got to be wherever you were going."
Yo, Clayton, bring around the truck. Got us another one.
See, there are ways to generate revenue without writing tickets. We are here to help.
Yeah, market solutions always superior.
Dude, there was like a side road. It was like a little cut through road back home so the main road goes like curves off this way, and then the other main road comes this way. And so the way that you're supposed to go is you're supposed to take this big curve, and then there's a turnaround spot, and then you take that. Well, there was this little cut through road because there were a couple houses in the little space between those two roads. And so everybody just takes the cut through road, right? And there's not a speed limit on the cut through road. It's literally a 3/4 of a mile strip. Like there's nothing there but these two houses. And so you just don't slow down. You just go straight through there 60 miles an hour and then, you know, hit the other road and cut through. The people who lived on that road put in their own speed hump. And it was not to regulation. It would fuck some shit up. And so
that's a spite speed bump. That's a dangerous speed bump. Yeah.
Like, they just had some like asphalt dumped and piled it up and made their own speed bump. And then but then the state ended up coming in and clearing it out because that thing was destroying shit. Like it was doing damage to vehicles that were coming through there like slow. You could slow all the way down, and if you were still doing 30 miles an hour, it was gonna fuck something up. Like you had to almost stop to slow crawl over. Yeah, so the state ended up coming in with a bulldozer and just cleared the thing out. And I think actually the people who lived on the street that put it in got in some trouble for it. It's like I understand where they're coming from because they have kids and, you know, people are barreling down this little.
I mean, just never admit to it, and they couldn't prove you did it. I don't know who these speed bump bandits are, sir. They just keep coming in the middle of the night and putting these speed bumps up. I mean, it couldn't be me or the one other person on the road. That's crazy.
Right.
And the fact that there's two people on the road is enough probable, like, what's they call not probable cause. What's the reasonable doubt? That's enough reasonable doubt. If there was only one person on the road, okay, you got a case. But
yeah, you can be like, it wasn't me, it must have been him. And then he can be like, it wasn't me, it must have been them. And
yeah, I didn't see nothing.
But then the way state
I didn't see nothing.
But then the way state enforcement works, they would just find both of you and be like, all right, well,
yeah,
it had to be one of you, so we'll just find you both. Like, which is probably
like,
fair because it was probably both of them.
Cahoots. Well, yeah, because otherwise the other one would be pissed at the other. So if they were still getting along,
yeah,
you put this goddamn speed bump here.
You'll always know because like they'll be at each other's throats if it was you know.
Oh, mercy. There's an episode of Malcolm in the Middle where there was somebody speeding through, and I think Hal did that, put in his own speed bump or something.
Oh,
ended up getting in trouble for it.
I feel like I remember this.
Yeah, and he ended up having to take it out or something.
Like the I don't know, city council or something tells him to
Something, yeah. And it was some like the real hot rod. So him and Lois like ended up stealing it or something, and had gross old people sex in it.
I found it. Malcolm in the Middle. Hal builds a speed bump to slow down.
They did get freaky on that show. That was a big recurring bit.
There was a lot of very adult humor in that.
Yeah, Hal and Lois had sex like multiple times a day. Yeah.
You don't get 3 kids by an accident.
Yeah, well, they ended up with what, 5?
4 kids. 5, yeah.
Well, then they had another one.
Yeah,
so 5 kids. 5 boys by the end of the show.
You always forget about the oldest one, even though he's
the oldest, and then they had a baby. Yeah,
then they had a baby later. That's right.
Yeah. Yep. Well, because they had to even it out, so Malcolm was still in the middle. You know, he's still
that's right.
Yeah.
On either side. Oh, shit, he's not in the middle technically. We need a baby.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we got this older brother that's away from home, so he's not really the middle kid. He's like middle-ish.
There was one where they couldn't have sex.
One of the cases where like, because you know there have been cases where like the showrunners will get called out for something like that. Like people like, hey, wait a second, like
the comic book guy in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
What do you? I sure hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, there was an episode where they couldn't have sex for like 2 weeks for some medical reason, and then like they both just become like the most productive people in the world. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, getting this done, and Hal's around fixing shit, and everything's like immaculate. He's like, no, we can't go back to having sex. It's time, Hal. That works for me for like 3 days, and then I just get angry. Oh shit.
But not having sex?
Yeah. Like, you know, like 3 days I'll be like just like productive and shit, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just angry. You were in sports growing up, Justin. Is it true that like the coach would be like, oh, you can't have sex, you can't waste your seed or whatever? Like,
I don't know. I always like having
for you.
I always like getting a good.
It might have been a boxing thing.
I always like getting a good blowjob before a game, like loosen me up and be like, all right, now I'm ready to go.
Well, I feel like I would too, but that's why I'm not into sports. Like I'm not.
Yeah, maybe
a sports guy.
Maybe it worked different for me. Yeah, maybe I'm like too high strong normally. I needed that.
You did like.
I'd rather drink beers on the sideline and watch the game than play. Honestly, I mean, if you're really making me choose.
I don't know. I had weird pregame traditions and stuff. Like every football game, I would go out and just barefoot walk around the field. And they're like, "What if there's something out there?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What if there's something out there? We're about to go fucking play on this thing. If there's something out there, then like it's gonna be a hazard anyway. Like I'm gonna go out and walk around the field barefoot. There's nothing. It's grass. That's what's out there.
I have to know the field on an intimate level.
That's right.
Before I play on it.
I want the field to feel me. Like, you feel me, bro?
It's gonna hurt.
I thought it was just like my pregame tradition of I would always put my uniform on the same way, and then as I got older, I realized it's just my like OCD. I have a legitimate neurological condition, but yeah, it's seemed like a good.
There's a lot of like tradition and shit like that in sports and superstition. I feel like baseball is probably the worst at it, or the most. But they have a lot of time on their hands compared to other sports.
I mean,
they spend a lot of time sitting around.
I mean, yes and no. Like when you're
right, like only one batter gets to bat at a time. Like in football, all 11 players are on the field at once. In basketball, 5 guys are on the floor at the same time. Like you're running, there's a lot going on. If you're
snacking during play is a whole thing in baseball.
Yeah, like if you're waiting for your turn to bat, you might be sitting for a while. So you got to come up with things to do and pass the time. Like
the funniest I like the Braves. That's kind of our team since.
Hell yeah, that was my team too.
Yeah, so they've been doing this thing the past couple of years, and they have a teddy bear of the coach, and they just set him up in there, and like they have like a bat, give him a bat and a ball or whatever, and just like set him up in the dugout every time.
See, like, and that's an exclusively baseball thing, like having like gimmicks and stuff in the dugout and like the dugout environment, like you don't see basketball teams like fucking around on the bench, like everybody's on the bench watching the game, and it's the same with
teddy bear, get it out of here.
And it's the same with football, like, and it's the same with football, like the defense is on the field, and then while the offense is, but when the offense isn't on the field, they're like full on huddle mode. Like it's business all the time. Like the bullpen is its whole little world where all the pitchers and the extra catchers are like have their own thing. Like baseball is a unique, crazy thing with just all of the different little universes that exist within the larger universe of the game.
They gave him some sunflower seeds to snack on.
They're even joking about how much of a teddy bear the coach is. Like that's hilarious. Like you can even get away with that because like that's like in any other sport, like the coach is supposed to be the mean, tough guy who's fucking running shit, And here, he's a teddy bear. Look at him. And so much we can even joke about it, and he doesn't make us run laps for it.
Oh, he probably does, but I mean, depending on, I don't know. There's only so much you can do. Like at the pro level, that this is something that people are having a discussion about, like literally on Twitter earlier. Is like at the pro level, like how can a coach really coach the guys because they're getting paid as much or probably more than the coach. Like I'm getting paid. I'm the reason that this whole thing thing exists. Like the whole team exists because I'm a player, not because you're a coach. Like really, so it's like
the
a
coach
weird
needs to be able
thing.
to demerit their pay. that's all he's got.
If that was an option, maybe, but. Yeah,
I mean, because I guess I see what you're saying. Like, okay, where's your there needs to be some sort of feeling of authority or respect or something, right, for that relationship to work out, or you have to have something over them. But yeah, it's like I got a contract, motherfucker.
Well, and with baseball, it is so much of a different thing because there is so much individualism in baseball, where it's a team sport and it requires you have to work together as a team for certain aspects of it, but also it is a very individual sport on a much higher level than like football and basketball.
If I'm batting 400, and I have like 6 home runs already in the season, like in 6 games, like what are you really gonna say to me? Like, are you gonna have any leverage over me? No,
right.
I'm literally carrying this team.
With basketball,
your personal statistics in baseball are the big thing.
Yeah, with basketball and football, you're so reliant on other people for your productivity that like you have to be to some extent on the same page with everybody, and that gives the coach more. Power because if you have good coaching, they're going to put all of you in a good position. So then you're, doing that thing to earn that contract. Whereas in baseball, if you can just get up there and knock the fuck out of the ball every time you come to the plate, then you kind of write your own check. And it doesn't matter what the manager says. Like he doesn't control whether or not you hit the ball.
Yeah. Now you might.
Damn it, I said to get a home run.
Batting coach, like if you were going through a slump, like you might listen to your batting coach of like okay, like I need tips. Help me, please, to God, I'm sucking ass. Like out there, their people are paying money and watching me suck ass, and I'm gonna get traded or dropped or something. Like, please save my career. Like, they would probably bow at the altar of like, please, I will do whatever it takes. Like, whatever it takes.
I like the concept in baseball of like the third base coach that like his job is just basically to like. So you don't have to look, run, go, go.
Yeah.
Go.
There is,
this is stupid. Like you have to, it's to dumb it down for you. Like,
baseball is so old timey.
I mean, there's a huge value to that though, like because
there is totally. It's just funny that it's a thing, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I was the first base coach when I coached high school baseball, and there's more to it than just that. But yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah.
And also for a player to just be able to run and look at a person and not try to figure out where the ball is and what's going on. And it's just like, all right, he says go, so I'm just going to go as hard as I fucking can. Like, and that was also the thing was teaching, like with high school kids, teaching them like, if I'm saying go, that's the only thing on your fucking mind is go as hard as I can. Like, because I'm not telling you to go if I think you're going to go half-assed. I'm telling you to go full fucking speed.
Right.
Yeah,
It does add another like team element because, like you were saying, it's a different kind of team dynamic than like football or whatever. So it's sort of like the way like the team works. It's almost like okay, let's say like in video games, there's first-person shooter games and there's like turn-based games. It's almost more of like a turn-based kind of strategy. Like it does sort of happen. A couple things happen like at once, and obviously being quick, or you can make an error or something. But but it is almost like a turn-based strategy game compared to a lot of the other sports.
That is an interesting analogy, and also high and like really, really accurate too.
Yeah, it's actually there was one of the MVP baseball, the EA Sports, like it was back like 2005, I think. When you manage a team, like if you create a franchise, you create your own team, like you're pretending you're being the manager of like say I pick the Braves. You pretend you're being the manager, and you you draft your team or whatever, and you're making roster moves and everything. But then you would you could simulate the play and like tell the batter like, hey, I want you to swing at this pitch or not or whatever, and like you're giving them kind of the play-by-play of like what you think they should do. And
that was MVP Baseball 2005. You had manager mode where you could go into your game, and instead of playing the game, you played as the manager. So you would like call the hit and run, or you would just let it run normal, but you could like stop and tell the players, hit and run here, or tell the pitcher like you wanted the pitcher to throw certain things in certain spots. It was an interesting. And you also got to manage all of the minor league squads too.
Yeah,
like you had the full minor. You had like all of the minor league teams. So like you had your like single A and triple A and double A teams, and you would draft. And it was MVP Baseball 05 was my favorite. It was like the best. You had so many like wild options like that for your gameplay and how you could manage stuff. It was cool.
I play this on my phone, and it's like that. Like you can actually play, or you can just let the games, like the computer, do the games. And like it's almost like an RPG kind of thing. Like you start out, like you draft a team, and like everybody sort of sucks, but as when they do good, you get like points to add to their different stats. And then you build a team, and it's like that, coach. But I play this.
Can you just tell your pitcher bean this fucking dude?
Yeah,
that needs to be an option.
I mean, you can do that. You can pitch, and that you can like different pitchers, and you make a left-handed or right-handed, or they're different specialties and when to put them in and what order and shit like that. But
especially nowadays, like the like that part of it is like really important though, because putting who in when. But yeah, like as far as like just having individual leverage over a player, like I don't think any baseball manager does. But like over the control of the team of like, okay, I want this guy here or that guy there, and I'm gonna bring in a left-handed guy against a left-handed batter, so that way because that matchup's better. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm bringing a right-hander in because he sucks balls. Like
I say, there's a certain extent to where they start doing all this like 4D chess shit at the end of a game, trying to switch out pitchers and stuff, and they do hit a point where it just gets kind of retarded.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.